Finally, hello. Welcome everyone. Sorry for the small goof up there. I had fixed the wrong wire in there, but everything's good. We are live from the quarterfinals here in Las Vegas, and we already have certain moves flowing in. The players were analyzing here, and now already things have started to roll. The games have begun, and today we have a very big clash that is between Praggnanandhaa, who is taking on Fabiano Caruana. Let's have a look if we can reach here. Oh, guys, big clashes here. Magnus Carlsen versus Vidit Gujrathi. Wow. And we also have a few more clashes coming your way. But first off, we have Praggnanandhaa taking on here Fabiano Caruana. A big encounter there. Fabi versus Pragg. Arjun versus Nodirbek. Let me show if I can take you through to the pairings that we have in the quarterfinals. So basically there was the winners bracket and there was the losers bracket, and here you can see this is the lower bracket. It's not losers, but upper bracket and lower bracket is what we have. And today we have Magnus versus Vidit. We have Robson versus Vincent Keymer. Dominguez versus Bibisara. Sevian versus Wesley So. And we also have the upper bracket where we have Pragg versus Caruana, Nodirbek versus Arjun Erigaisi, Aronian versus Nakamura, and Hans Niemann versus Sindarov. So these are the pairings that we have today. As the action starts, we have the board here, and that is between, and Amruta is joining us, and Amruta के साथ सोने पे सुहागा we have हर्षित भाई.
Hello, good morning.
अरे हर्षित भाई उठ गए. He is in Las Vegas, but
Incredible.
coming on time in the morning.
Wow, and we have a big clash right now. Fabi versus Praggnanandhaa.
Yes.
And in the other quarterfinals, we have Sindarov versus Hikaru.
Yeah, it's a huge one. Actually, Fabi versus Pragg, Sindarov versus Niemann.
Niemann, sorry.
We have Nakamura versus Aronian. So it's a quarterfinal. And we have Nodirbek versus Arjun.
Wow.
This is in the, we have this in the, how do you call it, the upper bracket. And in the lower bracket, we have Vidit versus Magnus today, which is
Crazy.
actually a huge one. I
That's gonna be-
think everyone is super excited for that one. Magnus, I saw him entering today. Everyone was curious. Is Magnus, how is he doing after yesterday's defeat that he had to Levon? And it seemed like he was here in a very focused mindset. He wanted to do well, and I think that's how he is here. So Magnus is hoping that today he can do well.
And what were the starting moves? Because I saw that one player played f3, another one played f4. So it seems like even though they discussed together, the players had their own ideas.
Yeah, let's have a look actually at the position also, the starting position that we have. And we have a lot of people joining in. A warm welcome to everyone in the chat. Here we have the game. We have Hans Niemann versus Sindarov on our screen. Should we start with that game?
Yeah, let's go.
So we have this one, and first let's try to explain the starting position. We have, because this one is slightly longer format than yesterday. It's 30 minutes plus 30-second increment.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a slow game.
It's a slower game compared to yesterday, but it's a hybrid of
Yes.
classical and rapid. And this is position 2-6-2, and it feels like f4 does make a lot of sense. Hitting the pawn on a7, also developing your queen. So it seems like a multi-purpose move there, which is what a lot of players seem to have started with.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. And here, generally, you bring your knight out, but very surprising decision by Javokhir to play pawn here, which limits the knight coming out.
That's true. Because I think knight b6, he was afraid of a4. And suddenly, white is asking direct questions to black.
and that's why he plays b6, and maybe his hope is later to push his pawn and get his knight out from the c7 square. Now b4 played by Hans.
I think he wanted to stop c5 because after b6 later c5 knight c7, that was the plan.
Correct. So with b4 you have stopped that. f6 played here, opening up the queen, but now with very nicely behind the pawn you can place your knight.
Exactly.
Achhe
Because
se.
there is no a5 for
Correct.
black. And e5,
He strikes in the center, Sindarov.
chop chop.
Pawn takes, and now the bishop develops here, attacking the pawn in the center. Tricky position, because how do you defend this pawn? Do you push your pawn forward? Do you play queen forward? Do you play bishop here? I
I will
mean,
say one thing, that black has gotten a good control of the center with his pawn on e5. So he definitely needs to play quickly and try to capitalize on that. I do like this move d6. The point being that whenever you push your e pawn, bishop g4 is going to come with a check. However, one must be a bit careful about that knight on 8, क्योंकि भाई कैसे निकालना है उसको?
that knight is actually right now very upset. It's like you are in Las Vegas, but you are there for a chess tournament and cannot enjoy the so the knight is feeling a bit boxed in, but its time will come.
Yeah, I think c6, knight c7, one of the plans that you mentioned is definitely on the cards. Bishop b2, this is the current position between Hans and Sindarov.
Yes.
Maybe we can quickly have a roundup of all the games that are going on to see if there are some interesting developments.
Yeah, and also we are gonna look at Pragg's game. By the way, it's such a nice thing that Pragg and Arjun both have gone in this upper bracket. Also, a very interesting game today, Vidit versus Carlsen.
Oh, yes.
So, mazda aega.
Vidit Magnus is something that everyone's looking forward to, and
Yeah, and guys, the games are not 10 plus 10. By the way, in the lower bracket, the time control
It's
is it the same?
Yeah,
30 minutes.
Same time control for both the brackets. It's just that, oh, what? A result has happened?
no, this is just slightly
Delayed.
delay.
Like
I
time
mean,
travel.
it's catching up. So just updating all the cameras. So maybe we'll have some footage which is of a few minutes ago.
By the way, we have a lot of people in the chat, more than 2000. And guys, I think it's late night at India, but it's the second day today. Yesterday also so many of you tuned in,
Yeah.
stayed all night up with us. A lot of things happened there, but so glad that you are back here and enjoying the event.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday we had the qualifying stage, but now we are in the knockout stage. So this is even more exciting because between Pragg and Fabiano, only one player is going to move forward.
Yes, exactly. And they will play two games. One game right now, what is happening, and the other game which will happen
With reversed colors.
at 2:30 p.m. local time,
Which is a new stream, by the way, for us. We will not be continuing the same stream, but I do know that most of the people in that time will fall off to sleep. Who are from India, of course.
Yes, but Amruta, sometimes people sleep, but then they wake up and then they start the stream. I think people are watching it. It's not like late night is such a bad time.
Yeah, I think that 2:30 is doable. After that, it will be definitely a bit tricky.
Because I think Harshit bhai, you yourself have stayed awake for so many football matches.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is where we are trying to reach, Amruta. A stage where people are getting up at 4 a.m. in the morning. And I am not joking when I say that I used to watch football matches with no commentary. I used to watch it just like, I was
Oh,
such a
you
big
get-
fan that I used to only watch the players playing because I didn't
But
want
most
to.
of the time they're running, right? I mean, playing is for a while, but running is more.
Yeah, I mean.
Do you think you can run fast now, Harshit?
No, I was watching. I don't have to run. I was in my sofa. But, this is where I want chess to reach, where people are waking up at 3 and 4 in the morning trying to tune in to watch these matches live.
Wow. No, amazing. And today, Harshit bhai, maybe there were some, fans who were waiting for you, who were asking about you. I don't know, when you were walking in, were you able to meet them?
I quickly came inside because the games were starting. So,
okay.
but yeah, I met a few people yesterday as well who came from Dallas. A lot of people came
Yes.
from San Francisco. and it's amazing to have all of these chess fans here. It feels like a small chess festival.
True.
Nice.
And Harshit bhai, did someone give you some gifts to give us?
Yeah, they gave us some sweets actually.
Oh, then we have to eat them.
Yeah,
at
it
some
will
point.
be amazing. It was super nice gesture of them. They gave us some sweets, I think.
You know, when I go to a restaurant and they at the end of the dinner they ask me, any dessert, ma'am? And I'm like, no thanks, I already have one.
Arey.
So that's
Kya baat
generally
hai,
my
Amrita.
answer.
Very nice answer here. And as we see Sam Sevian and Wesley So on our screen, this is one of the games in the lower bracket. But we also have very soon we can check Praggnanandhaa, who's playing here. Pragg is playing against Fabiano Caruana, and Fabi is not on the board. Let's have a look at the moves. F4 again by Pragg, attacking the pawn on A7. We had B6 played, B4, F6. So similar to Hans versus Sindarov game.
Both players have followed the same. Oh, E5 as well.
Same.
FE.
And right now Pragg is taking his time because Hans very quickly had taken and played bishop b2.
Which the engines did not like. So Pragg is trying to improvise on that.
But look at the
it's
time,
9 minutes,
guys.
he's thinking.
Look at the time.
Whoa.
Pragg is down to 21 minutes. Fabi has 30 minutes 39 seconds.
Can we do King's Gambit?
As in,
E4.
oh, that would be insane. Harshit, by taking here maybe another pawn, yeah.
Okay, but this is completely insane. The next move of the engine is just completely crazy. It's queen to d4.
But what's the point?
And usually we are like, our fundamental thinking tells us that bringing our queen out in the opening should be wrong. But that's because the knights are conventionally placed on b8 and g8.
To attack the queen.
Exactly. With the knight on a8, the queen on d4 is amazingly well placed.
Beautiful. It reminds me
Nice.
of this line: e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, d4, ed4, knight d4, knight d4, queen d4. And here the queen on d4 is well placed.
well placed.
It's similar.
Yeah.
It was a good analogy actually. It's
Yes.
perfectly relatable to this.
How
I
many
hope
of you
that
actually
people,
got people? How many
could
of you?
understand.
ये देखते हैं because we do have a strong chat.
Satyam is like Pajit accent कुछ समझ में नहीं आया.
Rakshit says Sagar bhai nice kurta shirt. Yes, that is gifted to
Sagar
us by
Bhai has really elevated his fashion style in this
Aditya.
tournament.
His
nahi bhai,
fashion
this
style
is-
is what whatever people give him, he wear. No choice of his, no preference.
So Harshit bhai, it's
like that.
it's a subtle hint to you that if you give me something to wear. Actually, Hans Niemann, if he's listening to this, he might give me endgame A.
No, but then the fundamentally the funds also are important, no? Only
Oh
shirt
my
is not
god,
enough.
Amrita, a businesswoman here. Let's go
Okay.
now to
By
the
the way,
game.
Himank is asking why another stream? Can we not continue this same stream? Which is a good question.
You know, Himank, when you have a break like of 1 hour,
Yeah,
people tune off. Then again, when you start, for them to join in quickly takes a lot of time. So it's better if you start a fresh stream. Everyone gets a notification. And
It's
they
not
can
like a image which we put that a break, 1 hour break, guys, you can chat among each other. Like that if we put, then they can.
Oh, that's also not a bad thought. I mean, if you want people to talk to each other. But we will see. We'll try this today and then we'll get more ideas.
Done hai.
Let's go to also the game
Oh,
of
by the way,
Vidit.
just to quickly update what happened in this game before we move
Oh,
on, he
moves
has taken
happened.
on e5 after what looks like an 11-minute thought, and f takes e5 played by Fabian. Pragg is thinking again. If he wanted to take on e5, maybe I feel like he could have saved a few minutes there.
Yes.
It doesn't seem very detrimental right now, but as the game goes on, I do feel like it's going to be a factor.
But can he go G4 right now? Maybe. Like, or
G4.
G3 or G4.
Mamma mia!
Amrita is like, weakness. I don't care.
But weakness हो ही नहीं रहा है. I want to get the bishop later to G2.
True.
Your dark
And why
squares
b4
are
का
going
pawn थोड़ा सा weak है.
अरे यार.
Pawn schmon, I don't care.
अरे
Amrita
because
gambit of the
after
day.
Blunder हो गया. Gambit is
Ambit
not
gambit
gonna be
now.
happy.
Ore bhai, gambit of
अरे
the
but
day.
it's not happy because it's a blunder.
Right, that's a poor one. Let's look at a good gambit of the day today and tell our people something about it. But for now, FE on the board.
Yeah, and now the
FE.
plan is what? What is Pragg going to continue with? Because you want to go e4 in the center,
But b4
then
pawn
you
is
don't like
falling.
the. Yeah, that is again and again a problem.
I think
What about
Pragg is actually
B5?
thinking here what to do. I mean, he's not able to come up with a plan, it seems.
Yeah, I do think that he, everyone discussed this first move b4, but that's the thing. Like, yes, everyone unanimously agrees that b4 is the best move, but there's only this one or two people who know how to take that plan into something beneficial. As we see on the board, Black is
Look
doing
at
amazing.
Fabi.
Yeah.
Okay, give me an answer. He did not take on b4 last, because bishop e5 was there.
Yes.
But
this
how
would
was
have
this
been happy
exchange?
trade for white, I believe. A good central pawn in compensation for your, in return for your b pawn. So Fabi said, let me save my e pawn. And now Pragg, again the question to you, how are you saving this pawn? Maybe you will play a3, possible. Oh, Pragg go. Oh, Pragg brings his queen in the
Oh,
center.
nice.
I like
Very
this move
cool.
a lot. Yeah.
Very
भाई
nice.
मजा आ गया. Oh, and Fabi,
यहाँ पे king
भाई
है,
Fabi
guys.
is playing not even like 10-minute game. He's playing like 5-minute
No,
game.
he's decided that I want my time to be about 30 and I want to bring Pragg under huge time pressure.
No, but I've seen this strategy by Fabi. I was playing right next to him in Grenka, and he plays the starting few moves really quickly. I have a feeling that he kind of has gotten a very good understanding of how the pieces should develop in a position. And this idea of e5, e4, that's such a typical Fabi idea. He loves to gain space in the center. White, on the other hand, has managed to bring out his queen in the center, which is going to make it very interesting because bishop c4 now is a nasty threat.
Ooh.
Arre!
Bhai, but there is d5, right?
But that
Just
pin,
saved.
that pin seems a bit unpleasant.
But I love this queen here. This queen is like as if no one can touch it at this point, and this bishop can't move easily. The knight can't develop. So Pragg seems to have a good position, although the engine says black is doing completely fine. Let's look at this game in a bit. We now move to Arjun. Do we go to Vidit or Arjun?
Arjun, okay, we can check Arjun.
Because Ajjubai is in the
Upper bracket.
and he's taking on Nodirbek Abdusattorov.
And Nodirbek, Arjun has also got out his queen.
Arey, crazy bhai. Ajjubai is saying, Pragg, whatever you do with white, I will do with black.
Yeah, and it's crazy. I'm 100% sure that Pragg saw this, and Pragg is like, if Arjun is bringing out his queen with the black pieces, that means that if I bring it out with the white pieces, it should surely be good. But look
Could
at
be.
that
By
move,
the way,
e5. What a pawn sack.
Ajjubai did not go for this f6 e5. He played e5 directly, and now his point was, if you took here, he was going to play this gambit. Ambit gambit, bhai. This is a real ambit gambit. With queen attacking this pawn and f takes e5.
Wow.
So beautiful moment here, guys.
I'm trying to understand it myself. E takes f6.
Yeah.
Knight takes f6. Oh, my bad. Sorry. E takes f6. Queen takes
a2.
a2 is
Queen
the point.
a2. Bhai,
Wow.
that is the ambit gambit of the day. And guys, a big shout out to Ambit for all their support to our broadcast. They have been wonderful partners in us covering events and helping us in all ways, not just by supporting and sponsoring these streams, but also by opening a chess club in Mumbai, by sponsoring young talents, doing some beautiful social initiatives for chess.
Yeah.
So thank you so much to them.
And Wynn says, very creative from Arjun. Absolutely. I mean, this move f6 is like, it's so easy to forget that the pawn on a2 is hanging. Everyone played f6, but this is the difference. You have to be creative yourself and not just follow the analysis of all the players blindly, because it's possible that you have a better idea.
True. And by the way, this game has a slightly different pace at which it is going. Queen d5 has been played here, and now Nodirbek is the one who's thinking. Both have 23 minutes. Harshit bhai, I love how Arjun plays chess in general.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
absolutely.
just how do I say it? He's a breath of fresh air. Whenever he plays chess with a free mind, like many times, you can have off days, but whenever he's in his best shape, it feels like, wow, this is something different, you know, it's like a sunrise, or it's just like smelling a beautiful flower. His chess makes you happy.
Yeah, I mean, I can completely understand how you find it to be very refreshing, but I, on the contrary, kind of think that he uses guerrilla tactics. He wants his opponent to come into the jungle and he wants to make it very, very crazy. He wants to, make it very difficult for his opponent to play traditionally. He wants something unorthodox, and as we can see here, he's gotten his queen out, which is definitely not very usual, as we already discussed.
Would you say like Arjun is like a modern day Tal who is like backed by engine power? So he's more accurate than the olden day Tal who was more creative based, but Arjun tries to sort of be more accurate, but
So-
creates chaos just like Mikhail Tal.
Yeah, there is a funny difference between them though, because Tal used to love to sacrifice, and Arjun is someone who likes to
Gobble up.
material.
Yeah, there he is on the board here. He is looking very, very sharp right now, and there is a very, very interesting battle that is brewing up at this point. I always like to see the players in the full screen mode, like we just saw Caruana and Fabi. So let's have a look at Arjun and Nodirbek as well, just to see how the atmosphere is in the venue. Wow, look at this. It is intense here. Arjun with his hands in his head in his hands, and Nodirbek in this green jacket and Arjun in the blue jacket. Why must lag raha hai?
Yeah, I mean, both of the players looking very sharp,
Yeah.
but at the same time, they have laser sharp focus on the game. This is going to decide who will, this game is basically going to decide who is going to move on
To the semis.
to the semifinal.
Yes. And $200,000 at stake, and a dinner or a lunch in Hell's Kitchen.
At Gordon Ramsay's restaurant.
Look at her face. She doesn't know anything.
She's like, what the hell?
She's like Jon Snow. Amrita will be like, divine जाते हैं ना यार, ये किधर है यार, Hell's Kitchen वगैरह, what are you guys talking about?
Exactly. मस्त इडली सांबार गोभी पराठा.
Gordon Ramsay को जाके बोलेंगे, भाई please make गोभी पराठा, please make it nicely sir.
And also, guys, just like the GP points in FIDE, in freestyle, we have Grand Slam points, and similar to how one in FIDE is trying to qualify to the candidates, in freestyle, they are trying to qualify for Cape Town, where the grand finale is going to happen in December.
Wow.
Yes, and that
There
would be
they all
very
will be
exciting.
roaring actually on the board.
Okay,
Why
guys,
roaring?
Because there you have a lot of safaris with lions and tigers. And
Too good. Amrita with her great analogies here. Now moving to another amazing game, this time in the lower bracket, not in the upper one. We have Vidit Gujrathi taking on the one and only, the mighty Magnus.
yeah, this is
Ooh,
a
the
big
mighty
game.
Magnus.
Yes.
What a game this is. I'm very curious to see them in full screen here, as Vidit Gujrathi has a very big task in front of him. In Paris, he came to the tournament playing Magnus Carlsen in the first round. Here, he did not get an opportunity to play him in the qualifying stage, but he gets his chance right now as he's playing on Magnus with the black pieces, and he actually has a very decent position.
Yes, actually, Magnus, I can say, is a bit wounded right now after what happened yesterday. And I don't know what his mindset is like, because we couldn't see him at dinner. We couldn't see him anywhere. So he is here now playing today with focus, clearly wanting to redeem himself, because, Harshit Bhai, finishing third in the tournament is not such a bad thing.
It's
But
not
if
at
you,
all.
if
And
you
look at his speed. Look at the speed which Magnus is playing right now. In this position, which is already pretty much how many moves? They have made 10 moves.
10 moves. Actually, with Magnus, very surprisingly, did not push his pawn to f4. He pushed it to f3, just one square ahead. And then knight b6, c4.
Wanting to kick the knight away, or just controlling this d5 square.
And also,
Okay.
if you take the pawn, Magnus wants to go boom, boom, rook trap.
Boom, bam, and the rook on b8 is going to have no way to defend itself. See, this is a very unique approach found by Magnus. f6, b3,
e5, d4, and d5. Actually, Harshit, Amruta, I think what is very important in this game are the squares d4 and d5 for the queens, and I think both players are fighting for them. Magnus pushes his pawn forward. The knight goes back. He pushes his pawn one step ahead. Vidit brings his queen in. A nice decision. Knight comes out to b3. By the way, someone's blocking the view for Magnus, so we will revert back to this view. And then there was b6 that was played by Vidit, trying to break that structure. His idea is to take on d4, take on c5, and there came knight d3, Magnus reinforcing the c5 point. a5, Vidit is like, हम तोड़ेंगे भाई, आज तो तुमको छोड़ेंगे नहीं.
Exactly, he's putting pressure on those three triangular pawns on b4, c5 and d4, and attacking the base of that pawn structure is a very nice way to do it. Amruta was emphasizing yesterday about how whenever there is a pawn chain, you have to try to attack the base of that pawn chain, and a5 is trying to do that.
Yeah, because in life, no, Harshit, every problem, if we try to find a base of it, then we are out of it. Otherwise, it doesn't.
I mean, when I
Iske
go
liye
to like
same
Pizza
that.
Hut or something, I always ask like, please give me a good base. Like,
Sagar is now
Harshit bhai was like, till Amruta was cracking jokes, I could at least bear it. Now it's like both of you coming at me.
कैसे मैं कहूँगा. Oh, and Himak here very much giving points all the time. You got 5 out of 10, Sagar, for this
अरे, क्या बात
punchline.
है, क्या
But
बात.
I did score a 10 out of 10 once today.
Actually, very surprised with its decision. I was of the opinion that if the pawn chain was disturbed, he wants to stake on in the center.
Exactly.
What happened suddenly? Like, he goes on the queen side, and I think Vidit is tempted by this small opportunity that he can push the pawn and try to take advantage of this pin.
Okay, but what is the good move here? Can we try to find? Because
Magnus just played e3.
Magnus
Just,
was like, there's nothing good or bad. I'm just doing this. If you play a4, I'll just come back and
Really?
defend here.
yeah.
but isn't it passive? Like
No,
rook
but
takes
look at
b1.
the structure.
I mean, you have so much space in the center,
Arey,
Amruta.
but you know,
Everyone is crying. This
Arey,
pawn on
international
c5.
masters and grandmasters, listen
Yes,
to me
Amruta,
one
yes,
moment.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
My question is, it feels like this is going to get exchanged. Okay, rook b1, knight b1, and it feels like the queen is out, the rook is out, the king is in the center, and this queen might come for some attack, or I cannot. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
anything.
tough. And the
Anything?
problem, what you say is a very valid point, that White's pieces don't really seem to be very well developed. But if you think about it, White only needs a few moves to bring his queen in the game. Whereas,
Chotu moves we have to do.
हाँ.
Chotu. Queen f2, bishop e2, bishop d2,
Short
short castle.
or ye bishop for on the other, and I mean, even if you give him 4 moves, where is it going to go? Because it can never come here. This knight, कहाँ पे जाएगा? ये घोड़ा, कहाँ पे जाएगा?
Oh, the piece activity is a deadly problem for black.
Exactly.
Pawn on c5 is a big.
Ooh, the freedom of black pieces, yeah, that is a problem.
Oh, everyone's saying
Got it.
Pragg game has a big development. What's happening
Oh,
there?
Yeah,
let's
let's
go.
just go there. By the way, bishop a6 and queen f2. This is the live board position in Vidit Magnus. We will come back here quickly, heading over to
Also,
Praggnanandhaa's
this
game.
game also.
But first,
Okay,
let's
we'll
go to
Pragg.
Pragg
Win
and
super
then.
chats really liking no theory. Every position is fun. अरे क्या
Guys.
बात है? We do have some more super chats. Tushar says Arjun fan club.
अरे
क्या बात है? निखिल रोशन says दोस्तों प्लीज 4000 लाइक्स भी कर दे. जब इतने लोग देख रहे हैं, दोस्तों को भी बताए इस बढ़िया स्ट्रीम के बारे में. See you next week, सागर भाई.
Arey, see you soon, Nikhil bhai. By the
Yeah.
way, bishop e7 by Fabi, he wanted to perhaps put his bishop here to attack, but then came b5 by Praggu, and then knight f6 coming as a question mark.
Very surprising. You are just putting a knight on a very decent square over there. And what's the question mark here?
Yeah, I think that it's because White gets to develop this bishop with a tempo, and also at some point this idea, Amruta, that you were mentioning, g4 might not be that crazy, as White can now do a switcheroo on the queen side.
Oh.
Let's try to analyze it very precisely. For example, if bishop c4, I go
D5.
d5. What did you gain exactly? Like, I'm not able to grasp it. Is it d3 move here?
It's basically that you completely restricted that bishop on b7 and the queen on g8.
So you just come back, yeah?
Exactly. It's these kind of moves, bishop c4, we call them provoking moves. We are provoking black to play d5, which is actually going to be in our favor.
It's like sometimes Amruta asking me, can you tell me something,
About your life.
something, and then I say, no, I have nothing to say, and then she's like, please say something, and then I say it, and she's like, oh, this is what you're feeling. So
Pakad gaye.
that is bishop c4, and then provoking d5.
It's like coming to Las Vegas, which is provoking everyone to put their money on stake in casinos. But
No one is provoking anyone. Amrita, no one is getting enticed
But
here.
no one
But
is
yeah,
getting
this
enticed,
is. Let's see if Pragg actually plays for this, and then g4 coming up next.
Yeah.
Important moment here, guys. Going to Ajubai's game.
Who's doing really well as well.
So Arjun Erigaisi here playing against Nodirbek. We saw this h3 move by Nodirbek, looking a little bit first e3, not the best. He
E4,
pushed.
knight d4, and c5 is a very nice move by Arjun.
Happy night here on a8. Bhai, mera zindagi sudharne
And
wala hai.
also BC DC ke baad the bishop on c8 opens up.
And again the pawn is coming forward. And here I'm very surprised with Nodirbek's move h3.
Really? I mean, it does make a lot of sense, right?
It's slow, yeah.
It's slow. That's true.
I mean, I can push c5 now.
can we reverse the thing?
Yeah, we could always switch it. But I think we have gotten used to seeing it with no?
No, the point is how is your mind? How much is your mind fluid?
I will say one thing. Mine wasn't very fluid, as it feels like I'm looking at a different position.
For a moment,
Yeah.
it does feel that. But you know, so many players, I don't know, even I used to do it. We would get up from our board and then would stand behind the opponent so that you see another perspective there.
Yeah, I used to never like if my opponents did that.
But not to put pressure on you, but to understand if you're missing something, because there is it does happen many times.
Okay, so let's go.
Have you done that any time, Sagar?
Yes, sometimes, but then I realized that perhaps it's better not to do it physically, but do it mentally, like think from the other side.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to go there. It felt weird, yeah.
By the way, guys, 2763 followers on ChessBase India. 2765 हो जाए भाई.
Bhai, 77, 65 would be insane.
मजा आ जाएगा.
मुझे
Let's
लगा
go.
अभी कुछ तो राउंड फिगर वगैरह हो गया एंड हर्षित इज लाइक 2763. मैंने बोला ओके, एक भी नंबर राउंड फिगर नहीं है.
अभी हो जाएगा round figure.
चाहिए.
Let's go, guys.
Thank you.
Do subscribe. And here after H3, you are seeing Arjun Erigaisi about to punch his way into the semi-finals, as c5 gives him a big advantage.
Yes, and also guys, remember, even if Arjun wins here, he will have to play another game. It's a best of 2 encounter of 30 plus 30. This will happen in a few hours from now, the second game. Should we look at...
Can you tell me 1 second,
Okay,
when you
please,
are
yeah.
talking about c5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's understand.
So you
this.
are weakening the square on b5 and saying that it is fine. How did you take such a decision, Harshit Bhai?
I think that even if I lose the pawn on a7, it's not that big of a deal, because your king on d1 looks a bit weak. So I can already imagine something like bishop b7 with the idea of long castle or something along these lines to be quite dangerous for.
So here if knight takes a7,
Also a6, I mean...
Yeah, also a6
Just
is okay.
kicking
Yeah.
the knight away.
knight c3.
Yeah, and
Queen
once-
e5. But then bishop b2. So maybe queen is...
Queen,
Because
queen
I
is a
like
good
the knight
square
on
for the
c3,
queen. I
I
think
thought.
queen e6 might be a good square.
Wow.
Is
Because-
it so much different, like queen on e5 and e6?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I have space, Amruta, and if you can't break it up, then I have bishop d6, short castle, just simple bishop
Oh, that's a
d7.
very nice idea. Bishop d6 short castle. The more that I think about it, I like that idea a lot.
Yeah, and also for white, short castle is going to be a little difficult thing because the h3 and the dark squares are very weak over there.
So h3, and Arjun is taking his time, or has he made a move?
Not yet. He's
That's
thinking.
why h3 is a weakness.
No, he's made a move.
mistake
Oh,
He
maybe,
made a
Sagar.
move. c5 on the
He
board.
played c5. Wow.
Arju
After
bhai.
5 minutes of thought, Arjun Erigaisi has his move here. He is played his pawn to c5, and this does
Nice.
look very, very promising for Arjun. He is looking in good shape.
Okay, awesome. Oh, by the way, we have some amazing guests here.
Oh my god, we have a very, very wonderful guest and guests joining us. And could you join us here?
Yes.
It would be epic.
Okay, should we join on each chair?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I'll join here. Yay!
Guys, we have Anna here, and we also have Pia joining us.
Yay! Hi. It's awesome to be here. Hello, chat. How are you doing?
It's so wonderful to have both of you, Anna, Pia. I was following your journey, this wonderful trip you guys had in USA. Such a refreshing trip. You did so many things. You were playing, you went, visited clubs, you were playing on the streets. It was fantastic.
We did. I even went indoor skydiving with
Yes,
Levi.
yes. I also saw that. It was, I thought you were actually going to dive
I
from
know.
the real
I'm sorry for the clickbait. I'm sorry I didn't jump out of a plane. I can't. Would you jump out of a plane?
I haven't done it yet. It's my dream, but I did bungee jump, so it was
Okay.
quite risky.
You're an adventurous soul. I didn't know that. Okay.
But Pia, how was it for you? You traveled so much. It's also a very different kind of thing to do. Yeah, you played so much of chess all your life, and now this. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I was very happy that Anna she asked me. It was quite in the late moment. She asked me to join her. And now I see another way of approaching to chess that I have seen or that I have done during all these years. And I'm enjoying it very, very much. I'm very happy when I can support Anna, to be a little bit with her.
She's very supportive.
I actually follow many of her tournaments, watching your commentary, and it's a lot of fun. And I think you make such a great combo together. So it's wonderful.
She gets really nervous when I play, you know? Like, she feels every emotion. And it's the same for me. When I was growing up, I would watch my mother play different chess tournaments before I streamed and all these things. You know, I would sit at home and I would sometimes even eat popcorn and I would watch her games. And I suffered so much because I was so nervous. I couldn't watch. I was like, no, I have to do something else. I have to watch a movie. And then I'd like blink and like look a few times and I'd just look at the evil board. I'd be like, please, mom, please, one. So like there's a lot of emotions when it's your family. It's terrifying.
It's like what goes around comes around. Yes.
Yeah, now it's coming around. Now she feels that way with me, but she's commentating, so she can't look away like I did.
And also, you're going to now go professional or something, right? You're going to play a lot more. Isn't that true?
Am I?
Yes. you made a video. I don't know if I was clickbaited into it.
Oh, no, I'm sure you were not clickbaited into it. I mean, I am gonna play. I'm gonna play tournaments. I do want to take it more seriously, but I also want to have the time for that. So. At this very moment, I don't, but I do hope that the next coming year, I'm going to have a lot more time to study at home and take it more seriously. And, I'm even going to have a chess room now at home, which I'm very excited about, with a chessboard and, like a nice thinking place. So I think that will increase my rating.
That would be wonderful. I would love to see it getting built as you kind of vlog it or, show it to us.
Would you watch that?
Yeah, of course. 100%. Because I really enjoy watching how people set up things. It gives new ideas. So I think you should do it.
Maybe I'll do a room tour of my chess room.
Exactly.
That's a great idea.
That would be epic.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Chat, please watch that if I ever post that.
Yeah, it would be wonderful. And right now, guys, you are in Las Vegas, and I saw you at the opening ceremony. You were there yesterday. Also, I guess you're following all the games. Perhaps how are you finding it?
Yeah, Mom, do you want to go first? Because it's your first time in Freestyle Chess.
Yeah, it's first time I'm here in Freestyle Chess in one of the tournaments. It's also that I have held myself play freestyle, so it's a little bit something new to me. But I'm overwhelmed when I'm here. I think the playing hall, everything, the setup is marvelous. I'm very happy to see lots of people watching because I think that's very important. We have to make chess a public sport. We have to get the people to see it. And this has been a dream for me like 30 years back. When you can see the games, you can see the people, the players live, and you can hear comments because you need to have comments. It's very difficult, freestyle even more. So of course you need the comments. And yeah, I do love it. I haven't seen all the games, but I've seen part of it. That seems part of the lots of motion, lots of things happening. But I'm also sometimes happy to see, I know it's because of time, but sometimes they are slipping. There are some mistakes coming now and then. And I that's good. They're also human.
True.
Yeah.
And I think they are making more mistakes than in traditional chess because it's so fresh. We see like a lot of errors happening, but that just makes it more exciting.
Yeah, no, I really think so. I mean, in traditional chess, a lot of times we'll see almost perfect games, and it's really nice to see that the top players in the world really become human
Yes.
when they're playing. That sometimes they almost feel like machines when they're playing traditional chess, but here they're human beings, and they're, also sometimes making blunders. So I see that you're watching this game by Arjun Erigaisi.
Actually, this is one great example of how a player like Nodirbek, who is like world top 5, after just 13 moves already seems to be in a difficult position. Do you feel it like black is clearly better, like minus 1.5?
You can see that the black has got a pawn on e4, so it's like a wedge in white's camp, and so black has much more space. So that seems very good, and it's black who has more space. Normally we know that white get the more space. So it looks better absolutely for black. It's easier to use the piece. And here g4 came. Maybe that's a way of trying to get some activity.
Maybe he wants to push g5, get the bishop here, try to attack this really central pawn somehow.
Yeah, but we will still have bishop b7, always defended, and we can see the bishop b7, the rook on b8. It means that you don't, when you go bishop g2, you don't have a pin even, so you don't have any d3 coming. And I don't know if you dare to move the d pawn in front of the king.
This king would be so weak.
Yeah. But anyway, it doesn't work because there is no
Absolutely.
pin. So I just think this is a very nice position, and we can see there is a hole on f3, there's a hole on d3. One of these holes you would love to jump with the knight. So I don't know. Now, okay, now the only piece which is passive is the knight at a8, and we don't see a good route for the knight. If you could put the knight on e5, it would be a dream.
That would be
But
so wonderful.
but we don't have this knight b6, knight d7, knight d5 coming. So that's the only piece I would say that is not well placed. But white has much more problems.
Yeah, white has tremendous problems, and I think the biggest problem is the king. Where to go with
But
the
you
king.
know, it's funny. Oh, now the knight is moving. It's funny because at first I was like, oh, white has moved their king. They can't castle anymore. Then I realized this is freestyle chess because the position otherwise looked quite normal, like the knight is on f6, the rook is here. Actually, the position looked very much like traditional chess.
True.
So it of course hit me after a few seconds, but that was my first thought. Yeah.
And imagine that, like, if you go here and just as an example, you short castle, suddenly it looks like black's position is very normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
white has done everything wrong in a traditional chess. Like all
Yes.
pieces are misplaced.
Exactly.
But it's crazy because here, okay, maybe it wouldn't be good to castle, but it's crazy to see this jump with the king, right? To the other side. But here, of course, it wouldn't work because of all kinds of different tricks.
Yeah.
But yeah, wow. So you're feeling good then?
Yeah, this is a good position. Should we look at a couple of more games?
Yeah, we can do that.
There is one more game that we were looking at of Praggnanandhaa, who is taking on Fabiano Caruana. And Pragg is right now, he is on the screen, and there you have it. Let me get us to the live board right now. So queen a4 was played by Pragg, queen f7, bishop e2, castles, and knight to d4. So this is the position here. Very similar to Arjun game because the pawn is here on e4, but the evaluation is in white's favor. Maybe it's interesting. Like, I don't understand it fully why this is the case, but maybe Pia, if you would like to explain to us.
Yeah, here we can see the pawn is still on c2. There is no hole on d3, so you can't use that square. So the king is much more safer here. You have a quite safe king position. But again, you had a pawn on b5, so a little bit restricting black, but still black has this pawn on e5, e4, restricting white. I wonder, knight d4, what is your plan going? Is it knight f5 to enjoy there? Or what are you going? And I'm just wondering, we will need to get out with the knight on e1. And the question is,
Where to go?
where to go. It depends on where you will put the queen, the king actually, I would say. You have to make a decision about the king, because if the king goes to the king's side, I'm not sure you dare that, but then you will have to get out with the knight on the queen side.
Maybe something like c4, knight c2, short castle, but it doesn't look great.
Yeah, no, because c4, knight c2, where then you have two knights. They're fighting for the same square. Where is the future? Maybe knight b4, knight d5, but black has a good grip of d5. Yeah, it's not. See, I thought it was when we saw the other position from black side, it felt very easy to play.
Right.
Actually, I think. White is better, but this is not so easy to play because we don't have so many pawn push. Maybe we like to do, but it could be that the c pawn is the only one we really like.
So what is happening with this pawn? Because it's right now hanging, right? So
Asking the very important question there. Yeah, maybe that's the reason why also white could be better. Yeah, just grabbing a pawn.
it's just there. I mean, I understand that maybe we don't want to open up this file because the rook could at some point get there. But also, how do you get this knight out right now and take advantage of that? Like, yeah.
Yeah, I guess you will go something like, yeah, because b6 will be hanging also afterwards. Maybe you need to go some c5 maybe. Could it be?
c5.
No, not now. But I
not
was
now.
just
But that's the idea.
Yeah,
Right.
I guess maybe c5 is the idea. But now c5.
Because this knight just completely looks to me horrible.
Yeah, c5 we're a little bit scared of because we have this bishop c4
But how do you ever get this knight out as black then?
Yeah, the knight needs to get out to c7.
Yeah, so maybe this is also one of the reasons why white is better. This knight looks horrible.
True.
A knight on the rim, and it's on a8.
Yeah, it's like the worst square for the knight, and it's white has been able to deal with that issue, but maybe going. I don't know if this was the path that the knight took, but it looks maybe like it could have been. But now this knight without this b6 square just looks very stuck here.
Yeah. So this one also looking good for Pragg. So Arjun better, Pragg better. I wanted your thoughts on one more game. Magnus is playing against Vidit. Oh my goodness.
What has happened here?
What the hell? It's just over or what?
Wow.
Yeah.
Magnus going for the redemption after losing yesterday to Aronian. He was like, not playing any games anymore. I'm going for it. And now here he's showing that. Yeah, what is happening here?
I mean, we are in 18 moves have been completed and Vidit is utterly lost.
Yeah.
And do you guys feel like this is a position where it's lost, or it's just the computer is feeling it and humanly black still has chances?
Well, the thing is that Magnus is so good too, right? So, he's not a regular
He's
human.
yeah, he's almost like a silicon monster when he plays well. Yeah, he's so good.
Of course. Yeah, because we see this. But it's because you have this a pawn. This a pawn maybe
extra pawn. Yeah.
You have this a pawn extra pawn. So maybe that's why you see this hole on c6. So black chance is to try to do something with f4 to get something. Did he play c6 or not?
We played c6. This was just the last move, and Magnus has 22 minutes. Vidit has just 8 minutes.
Yeah, so he played c6 because now sometimes we have some idea of going. Also knight b7, knight c5. We have bishop a3 coming. Actually. And knight, you have a knight on c4. It's a fantastic piece, but it also defends e3, which could be important. So you can bring up the bishop to a3. You will stop castling. You have knight b7, knight c5 coming. I don't know. Okay, we have to be
I'm convinced.
But we have to be
I'm convinced here that white is just totally winning.
The king is just so unsafe. Can you castle here now? The knight is hanging. Yes, we have to deal with this. So actually, even if the computer didn't say that this was the best move, to me this looks very good practically because this king now is going to be so unsafe and you're bringing in so many pieces.
Yeah, and the king will remain in the middle of the board.
We have a message, by the way, a super chat here by Pushkar who says, Pia, you are an inspiration. And what's the prediction for Women's World Cup? And then also a question to Anna. Says, Anna, who's a better player, Pia or Yuan? Do you guys think Magnus era is over? So in one message, he has asked 3-4 questions.
Huge questions.
First to the World Cup, as I've been traveling a lot, and now I'm here on freestyle. actually not watch World Cup, but it's actually a tournament I do love to watch normally. So if I would have been at home, I would have been following it. So I don't know who are up there. I don't know even what stage they have reached almost.
It's actually round 4 right now. That's 16 players left, and today is like just the second day got over. So they are now moving to tie breaks, and there are 4 Chinese players in the fray still, and 4 Indian players. And some Leinier is there, and Kostyanyuk is playing, Lagno is playing. So it's quite a good point right now. But many upsets happened. Goryachkina got knocked out.
Yeah, but that's very typical in the World Cup. The matches are so small. There's so much tension, and so there are usually there are more mistakes, more upsets,
Right.
and but that's a bit of a charm of it. And I do love the World Cup. I love the idea that you are playing. If it goes badly, yeah, you go home. If it goes well, you keep on playing. It's just one of my favorite tournaments. I wish I could have played it, but I didn't qualify. But it's just
You played it a lot of times.
yeah, I played it a lot of times. Yes,
Yeah.
I played it when it was considered as the Women World Chess
it was
Championship
yes.
champion before. But it should be a World Cup, and it's just wonderful.
It's also nice
tournament.
for the spectators because
Yeah.
every day it's like someone, not every day, but every 3 days, someone's going to get knocked out. And
It's
so
a great format. I love the format. I love when there's a lot of stakes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But Pia, like when you were young, like did you imagine like you will be playing chess all your life that way?
Yes, because when I was 13, I won a tournament, a school tournament for girls and boys my age. I was absolutely the underdog because I hadn't played chess so long, but I won it. My brother won his group. And then when I got the prize, I went up to the stage, I got the chess clock. I told myself, I will do this in one way or another my whole life. So I always thought I will keep on doing chess. I didn't know which way. It could be like a hobby, at home or whatever. But yes, chess is always, it became my passion, yes.
Wow, since 13, that was
So
the clarity. And that time, I'm sure you didn't imagine you'll have a chess husband, you'll have a chess daughter.
Of course not. No, I had no clue about anything like that. But I'm just so very, very happy about
That's
it.
so nice. That's so beautiful. In fact, Amruta, it was your dream to keep playing chess
Till, like
till you were.
Fortunate till I was 18.
till you were
That's what
80,
I
yes,
imagined.
yes.
But of course, that's what it's difficult. Like sometimes you imagine, but you don't know where it goes. And it's amazing to see you still in chess. Yeah.
By the way, guys, you can't see Amruta. She's standing here. But Anna, you had couple of questions to
I
answer
did.
yourself. Yes.
I did. Who's better, my mom or dad? Well, I mean, I think, like, of course, when my parents met, my dad was better. He taught my mom a lot. He was her coach, like, he was coaching her and a lot of things. So, but I think nowadays, my mom is better. I'm sorry, Dad. But I think actually he would say the same. So I think he knows as well, But my dad, I mean, he can have some brilliant games. He loves sacrificing. I mean, nowadays, maybe sometimes it goes really well, sometimes it doesn't. My mom is she's more solid, she's more safe, and she doesn't do these crazy sacrifices. So I always hope that my dad sacrifices something big against me and I can have a chance. But no, I think now it's my mom, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And the second question was, this was a tough one. I think, but you guys can choose. Do you guys think Magnus era is over?
I mean, I don't think like I think Magnus, I mean, still he's, such an amazing player. Maybe the era just kind of becomes a bit different from what we knew in the past. Maybe the era now becomes more faster time controls, more freestyle chess. So I don't know. I mean, I'm really excited to see what that era is going to become, but I don't think the Magnus era necessarily has to be over. Of course, I don't know what's going to happen. He's having a kid now. I don't know what his priorities are going to be, so it all depends on that as well.
True.
Because his family's changing in that way and his personal life, but I'm excited to see what happens.
And do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I completely agree with what Anna say, and I think it's depends lots on Magnus himself. If he has the interest, he really wants to show things. Yes, then I think he will absolutely be up there in the top. But I do believe we won't see him so much in classical chess, playing this classical long, with a long time control. G4 came here, yes. So I don't think there will be a short castle. Yes.
No short castle here. G4 does weaken the F3 square a bit, but I think Pragg is clear. Let's go G5.
Yeah.
and attack.
And support the F5 square maybe as well.
Yeah, I think that's the point. You want to have a knight on f5, this very beautiful square in front of the king, and then you want to support it. But I would wish that this knight on e1 could jump to g3, but it doesn't work. But and also now it's playing not g2, knight f4 to bring it into the game that way.
Finally, the knight is coming.
So that's the plan with it.
Nice. So Pragg is going ahead, and let's also look at the game of Hans Niemann versus Javokhir Sindarov. I think this is a very interesting clash. Hans, of course, someone who is bringing a lot of eyeballs to this tournament with his excitement, his play, and so on. His position looks quite okay right now.
Yeah, I mean, he has the bishop pair, but, the opponent, Sindarov, he has got a rook to the second rank. And, a rook on the second is always very good. But he has the bishop pair, that's important. And this knight needs at least 2 jumps to get the knight on a8 to get into the game. But how is he going to get rid of this rook? This is what I was wondering. How is he going to get active with his pieces? So maybe he will want to go king c2, bishop h3, and rook bf1. At least like that, he's going to get rid of one of the rooks. He needs to take away one of the rooks. But this bishop and d4 will always defend d2. So it's just a very strong bishop, and the 2 bishops together is, very good to have.
Right. So Hans having a decent position. I don't know if he'll win this. And just one last game so that we have covered everything. There is
We're
Aronian.
speedrunning it. Levon Aronian, yeah?
Yes,
Playing
Levon
against
versus Hikaru, which was very interesting yesterday at dinner, that Hikaru chose Levon over Javokhir Sindarov. He had a choice, and he said, okay, I'll play Levon, the guy who beat Magnus.
Yeah.
Good decision, perhaps, yeah, by Hikaru. Position seems quite good.
Yeah, but this knight on a8 in each game, it feels like Levon has really tried to limit, this knight. I mean, pushing all the pawns up. Now maybe, I don't know, you can play c6, but it just feels like it might weaken the king. I don't know, maybe you can do it. But you have to do something because this knight can't stay on a8 forever. At some point, it's going to have to move to c7, no? So you have to move this at some point. So I quite like White's position. Feels like White has a lot more space. But what do you think, Mom?
Yeah, no, I think the same. We see this knight on a8, but I guess it's because Black. I guess today most players choose b6 as first move with
Instead
Black.
of knight b6, which Vidit did, but he is unhappy.
Yeah, he's not happy.
The one that didn't do it, it's going not so well for,
So we see the reason, and then of course when b6 is played, it has a limited knight on a8. So I think the same, that it's easier for White. You have more space, and you don't have a knight which is as bad as that one.
So I made a mistake actually. I thought Hikaru is white. In fact, Levon is white. So
Levon is white, yeah.
So in a way, it's Levon who's pushing here.
Yeah. So maybe Hikaru will regret
Yes,
having picked Levon and not Sindarov. We will see. Time will tell, but it's going to be really exciting.
Right. And guys, what's next for both of you? Are you going somewhere? Is your trip to the US over after the freestyle, or is something still left?
So the trip is over, but I think the next thing that's coming is that actually in between the rounds, I'm going to be doing a show match together with Alexandra Botzes on the main stage.
Really?
So we're playing
Is
a
it
freestyle
today?
match. It's today. Right after this round, we're going to be playing a show match. We're going to be having Dina Belenkaya commentating. We're going to have also, someone else commentating. So you'll see.
Versus Alexandra Botes.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be
You guys
really cool.
did play in Weisenhaus, right?
We did, and in Paris we played a small match.
So this is like a rivalry that's building up.
It's building up. It's a tradition, and it's always been really close. So today, I hope we get a final winner of this whole thing. I'm gonna give it my best,
Is
Alexandra.
it the one day? Is it a one day thing?
It's a one day thing. Yeah, it's just between us. It's gonna be a show match, so it's gonna be really cool.
I'm looking forward to it. This will be a lot of fun. I also follow a lot of the content that you create, and I absolutely love it. I've said this before, so vibrant, so positive. In fact, we were watching your reel with Vidit today morning, and we were like, okay, with Vidit you were playing the cow opening, and then Vidit goes up and gets out.
It was all a joke. Vidit has played the cow against me in the past, but yeah, I don't know if at first I was like, Vidit, you should pretend like you love the cow. And he was like, no, Anna, I'll pretend like I hate it. I can't pretend like I love it. And I was like, okay, fair enough. So, no, Vidit is great. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that was really, really cool. And you always come up with very interesting ideas. So today is this match, but anything else that we can look forward to that's coming up from you?
Yeah, well, during my US trip, I played so many different people. I met so many different people. There's going to be so many videos that are coming out still from the whole trip. I've only posted, the main vlogs, but there's so many amazing people that I played. My mom played against Gotham Chess again in a tournament.
Oh, really?
I got paired against my mom as well in an official tournament there. I played against Daniel Naroditsky, who was blindfolded. He only had 45 seconds on the clock. We did so many different things. None of those videos are up yet, so there's going to be so many videos that are coming up after I
Wow.
post all the freestyle chess videos. But today, I'm posting my video against Hans Niemann, which I'm really excited about.
Really?
Yeah,
Did you play against him?
I played against Hans
On the
Niemann.
media day?
Yes,
Oh, and was it freestyle or normal
it
chess?
was normal chess, and he only had 7 seconds on the clock, but he always got a 2-second increment.
Only 7?
Yeah.
He played with 7
He
seconds
played with
and
7
you played
seconds. 5 minutes.
with... Wow, okay. I'm looking forward to it, to see what
He was
happens
very
there.
confident. I asked him, how much time do you think you need to beat me? And then he was like, do you want my honest answer? And then I was like, yes. And he said, do I get increment? I said, yes. And he was like, 2 seconds. And I was like, okay, let's give you 7 at least, So we did that so you can see what happened.
I hope you beat him.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate
Because
it.
that was not very kind of him to just say 7 seconds.
And he said it with
I'm
a
just joking.
spark in his eye, And it was really fun to play him, yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you for stopping over. Thank
Of
you so
course.
much, Pia, and always been following a lot of your chess journey. So nice to get a chance to talk with you, and I hope that we'll be able to do it more often.
Yes.
I am sure we will. Thank you so much for having us, and
Yes.
thank you also for everything you do for chess. And bye bye, everyone watching. Keep watching. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye, and good luck to all the Indian players.
Thank you. Bye, bye, Anna.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
Pia.
See you. Thank you for having us.
See you. Guys, the wonderful Anna and Pia Kramling here and joining us for a few minutes, and it was so nice. We analyzed chess, we spoke about chess. Today is going to be the exhibition match between Pia and Anna Alexandra Botes, and that will be Anna and Alexandra Botes, not Pia, and that will be a lot of fun. Harshit Bhai
Yeah.
and Amruta back, guys. Praggnanandhaa is crushing it.
Pragg is completely
Crazy,
winning and
but-
Arjun is completely winning.
And do
Oh
you
my
know
God.
Pragg's time now is more than Caruana's. So he's better.
Yes,
he
3
is
minutes
winning.
more.
Praggnanandhaa
What
बोल रहा
day
है
we are having.
I don't even need to move few of my pieces. King has never moved, rook has never moved, rook has, and I'm still winning.
Completely. And they were talking about that knight on a8. The white knight from a1 has gone to d4, and that's the difference between the position
Oh.
right now. The white knight is on d4, that knight is on a8. Knight from d4 f5 पे jump होगा. This is amazing play by. What did he play by the way? Bishop d6.
Bishop d6 played by
Knight-
Fabiano Caruana here.
Knight f5 जाते हैं ना फिर भाई.
Let's go. Let's
Knight
go,
f5.
Praggu. And Pragg's knight f5 is completely better.
It's amazing that the king on d1 is so safe.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
King on d1 is like this guy with Z protection security.
Oh bhai, you
ये
know
क्या
this.
रहता है?
In India, that's the highest level of security that one can get.
Yes.
And why does he know that?
Yeah, I was very surprised, but
And why are you so surprised that he knows it? A lot of
I read it in
questions.
some news,
no, because it's like very, I mean, kind of.
Even to know this, you need a high level of intellectual. huh?
अगर भाई कुछ CAI वगैरह में कुछ है क्या भाई?
मैं
CBI.
देख रहा था कि when some people are threatened and all, they get this level of protection.
Ah, वैसा the king. Yeah.
Besides, like, yeah, okay.
अरे अरे हर्षित भाई कुछ
Queen 8. Harshit bhai, have you also watched Prison Break?
No.
Acha.
But now, guys, Ajju Bhai, by the way, has a wonderful position himself. We spoke, I think Pia really explained this very well.
Look at that move, knight e8, rerouting the knight to f6, hitting the pawn on g4. The bishop on b7 is a fantastic piece because white does not have the light squared bishop. c4 ka pawn weak hai, and Arjun is just a few moves away from completely winning those pawns on g4 and c4.
Yes, and I think Arjun and Pragg are going to kick off their journey with wins, which means that Fabi and Nodirbek will have a must-win situation later today. But on the other hand, Vidit has had a very, very tough day. I think if he's almost on the verge of losing this. Do you
I
guys think
this was the turning point of the game, as we were as we were looking at it. After b
this
takes
B takes
a5,
A5, you have, I mean, against Magnus, one mistake is enough.
yeah, I completely agree. And here he somehow maybe had to take on c5 to get a slightly better position, but he took e3, and once white established a strong pawn chain in the center, these pieces just did not have any future for them. And as we see a few moves later coming to the live position, black even lost a queen, and this pawn is just
No, it is incredible of how Magnus today played and his deep understanding about the subtle things, having a lot of time in hand. We saw him walking towards the hall in the morning, and he did seem like he's interested. He's interested to crush it all that way. So this is the level of incredibility we can see from
I
Magnus.
think
Yesterday was kind of heartbreaking for him to lose in the tiebreak. He would not have imagined that. I mean, none of us imagined that. But yeah, there we are right now.
Actually, one thing about Magnus is that chess is something that has given him a lot of pain because when he loses, but it's also something that gives him a lot of joy the way he plays. Like today, I'm sure he's enjoying himself right now. He's just in the zone, he's flowing, calculations are flowing, and I think that's the thing about Magnus. Chess is something that can give him that high, chess can bring him to the lows.
And look at this move a5. It feels like he blundered rook takes d2, but no. He, of course, if you take on d2,
Bye.
bishop takes e3 check is going to be winning for black. But Magnus, of course, saw queen takes e4 check, king d6
D6
check. King has to take another check, and wherever the king moves, he's going to pick the knight with a check, getting a completely winning position.
Crazy.
Beautiful
Beautiful
calculation.
variation and very nicely explained by Harshit Bhai, who is a grandmaster. Just for people who are new here, Harshit Bhai is the 69th GM of India, a tremendous chess player, and also lucky to have him commentating here and explaining these little
No,
nuances.
I'm having a great time, so I'm super happy to be here. And Magnus is one of the players that make it really exciting for all of the players to watch. Even though he did not have such a good day yesterday, I think for all the players in the losers bracket, they have to be very careful about him.
Oh, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And also about Magnus, like because we are so used to him winning the tournaments, right? It's a new phase here for now at this moment, but even for him maybe. But we never know what will come out of it. Yeah, sometimes you get extra, you kind of bounce back like Gandhivam. There.
Gandhivam, but Gandhivam doesn't have to bounce back because he's going to take the lead.
Yeah.
Gandhivam and Pragg are like, guys, we don't want to go into the lower bracket. We'll keep moving up and up. And if you, by the way, keep winning, you will never move to the lower bracket. You will only be in the upper bracket and try to play the finals. So right now, with it in trouble, let's quickly check. Levon versus Hikaru turned around in a big way, by the way, guys.
And you were mentioning how Hikaru chose to play against Levon, even though he could have chosen to play against someone else. And I think it was for a reason. He perhaps felt that stylistically, he has a much better style to play against Levon. And right now, the rook on d8 has just opened up. The position with 3 minutes for Levon looks like it's about to fall apart.
Like, guys, when Pia was here, it was like clearly better for Levon and Pia and Anna.
And
And
here,
then in
I
couple
was-
of moves,
I was hoping that white goes for c5. Like, I thought that that's a super logical move to try and open up the position.
yes, but instead he went knight d4, first step in the wrong direction. And then there came the second step. And here, somehow Levon also, Hikaru got in c5 to get the knight out. And now look at these pieces of black. Everything is working beautifully.
It feels as if black has complete control of the position. The knight on e1, rook on h4 are completely out of the game. I think that we are going to see Hikaru taking the lead after the first game with the black pieces. By the way,
huge development in the Pragg game. It seems like Pragg has made a mistake and is
Oh my goodness, from such a huge advantage, he's fallen down to.
a small edge only now.
Oh my goodness.
What just happened? Let's try to look at the last couple of moves. We were here at this point and we thought, okay, everything's looking good. Rook f1 is okay. It's not
okay,
bad.
yeah.
c5 played. He took. Also fine.
but
And now
knight f, why
f4.
not knight f5? Let's go.
Yeah, somehow Pragg did not play this move for a long time. And now black got the move b5. I think Pragg missed it because I'm sure Pragg was calculating c5 and he was like, I have bishop b5 here. But the moment he played b5,
Your queen is almost trapped. You have to go to a5. If you what would have happened if you captured the a7 pawn?
yeah, maybe it didn't matter, so much. Just
Rook f7 and knight b6, and black is suddenly getting a lot of counter
Yeah,
play.
now the king on d1, like that hits you completely.
and guys, in the game after b5, black solves one of the most important problems, which is the problem knight.
Queen a5, and now we are expecting the knight from a to jump into b6. Pragg still having a minute lead on the clock and a better position, but he needs to be careful because one more slip and black is going to be back in the game. Pragg now has to be very, very careful.
It already seems a little bit worrisome.
Yeah, because the rook on b1, the king on d1 not able to connect. Maybe a long castle has to happen.
Maybe, but Amruta, think about it. You long castle and suddenly the bishop is looking here, the other bishop. I don't know if it's so safe. The knight could jump in.
I mean, you need to attack, somewhere like g5 you need in the
Yeah.
picture. You need to open that bishop on b2 towards
He
g7.
goes knight b6. Knight
Great
b6 has been played.
Also, this is the kind of positions Fabi loves, yeah?
And right now you don't have long castle also because of knight c4, I believe, yeah?
This is no longer a position where white is completely winning and playing for just two results. Any result is possible in this game. I think that Fabi might even be thinking that, this position is complicated. I don't see why I'm much worse. It's possible that I get some counterplay and I even win this game.
True. And I think I liked how, when Pia was analyzing, she brought in this human element that she had.
Yes.
And she tried to say, I'm not so sure here why white is better. And I think it's those kind of analysis when made, like even when you give your personal human angle to it and you're not very sure, is when even these top players make mistakes because it's not very clear as to how white has to continue.
Yeah, I mean, to be very honest, this is such a rich position, and it was so sweet so sweet and interesting for me to listen to Pia's thoughts about the game because she has been one of the
Legend.
Yeah, she is a legend in herself, and she has seen chess in two eras basically. She has seen the old school way of playing chess, but at the same time she has also seen the modern chess which is now developing and shaping up. So it's very nice to hear thoughts of someone who can combine and have ideas from both these eras.
And also, I loved how flexible she is. She's not like, oh, now this modern era, streaming and all, what's going on. She's like, oh, I want to learn. I want to do new things.
What Arjun
Beautiful.
blunder?
Wow.
Oh god, no.
What? No. Oh, my goodness.
No.
Wow.
Why are you saying wow?
No, but I'm just...
I'm in shock. Your
No,
wow is
it's not
from
a shock or anything. It's just that how things can change. And I'm not like, oh, I definitely would love if Arjun wins. But then again, Nodirbek is an incredible player.
He's a great defender.
Yeah.
He was
We
so
left
much
it at
better.
A4.
I'm a little bit in disbelief that both of them having such huge advantage can make mistakes here.
And I think that in
With
this
good
position, after a4, just a5 Amrutas, no more counter
But
play.
a5 means, you feel like b6 is a permanent
Yeah.
weakness. I don't think it's easy giving up the b5 square and
But
making it...
what is that knight doing there?
Apart from a5, is there anything? Is there nothing? Because
No, but I love Harshit's move a5. It's
I love it.
It's actually giving more importance to white's a5 than losing the b5 square.
that's great understanding. But that is what in the game you might feel that it's a permanent commitment to
Correct,
the weakness. Yeah.
By the way, guys, more developments coming because very less time, so we have to keep switching. Here we see that Arjun still has an advantage. but it has reduced drastically. Nodirbek's pieces are now working much better, but we have news incoming that maybe Praggnanandhaa
He's losing.
is
What?
No, man.
no, not losing. He is.
Can we...
Fabi blundered, Pragg blunder. I don't know what the chat is
Guys,
saying.
don't confuse us because we also don't have a lot of
Humans.
information about all the games right now. But G5, Bishop takes F4, Rook F4, and Pragg is actually doing well.
Yeah, it's a decent position. Pragg is, I think Knight H5 will be played. Then Rook takes Rook. You can't take with the Queen. Knight would hang, so King takes, and we'll see.
But why would Caruana trade his dark square bishop with the knight? Harshit bhai.
Actually, I was going to say, once Black took that knight on F4, I suddenly felt very comfortable about White's position because that bishop on D6 felt like a big threat.
It was very decent, right?
Giving up the bishop, which means that now he takes, and I'm sure Fabi
Ah,
has something
he was-
very
you know what?
concrete
He
in
was
mind.
more-
Knight H5.
He was scared about the knight later coming to H5 after this knight is gone. And,
what-
G7 pawn.
There is a
That's why he-
tactical reasoning behind this move because Rook F8 you can take with the Queen
I thought
because
yes.
if Bishop
Oh, let's
H5.
ask the chat. Black to
Guys,
play.
black
A
to
question
play.
for all
How
of
do you recover this piece? It's not at all easy, but sometimes you have to think bigger than just recovering a piece.
By the way,
Exactly, Fabi.
Himank is saying the bars are giving some wrong evaluations. Is that true? I don't know, but Himank is saying so. Definitely.
That's why
possible.
people got a bit confused.
Exactly. Everyone finding it. Ankit Dan, Santosh, Tarun Joy, Shubham. Travel with Nikhil Roshan. Queen F1 is checkmate. Which is why this move Knight to H5 is very, very interesting that Fabi has found. And now less than 2 minutes for Pragg. This is approaching a time crunch that we are going to be following Rook F8, Queen F8. And I think long castle makes a lot of sense now instead of taking that knight on H5.
So
Yeah,
right
takes
now-
just its Queen F1 mate.
Yes, so this is a checkmate here.
And that's why after knight H5, this is the live position. Did Pragg play?
No, actually, is this the live
Okay, do you
position?
have to? Why should you go Rook F8? I don't
This is the
understand.
line.
Why
No,
not?
no, no. He took.
You have to.
Oh, he took Rook F8, Queen F8, and he took on A7.
Wow, he's not worried about anything like in the future.
But
Queen
actually-
F2 and all.
Guys,
That
think
looks so
about it.
deadly.
This bishop here, this queen here, this queen looking here. I do think Pragg has great chances, even though the position has equalized. C5 is the move that Black has to play. Very tough to
tough
play
move.
because B5 is hanging.
No,
Should
and
we
you
go
already
full
want
screen,
the
guys?
knight on D4 to move.
I think we could go full screen here and try to focus on this one, but also move to the Arjun game in between. I think Arjun's game.
Yeah, we'll shift to both.
Yes. So should we look at Arjun now very quickly and see if there is any developments there?
Yes.
There
But
you see.
Arjun's game, I feel like they have
He's
some
better.
time. Like they have 8
Yeah,
minutes
yeah,
each.
yeah.
I think Pragg's and Arjun is very, very close.
Right, so let's go to the Pragg game. But here, just a couple of moves more have happened. He went back, knight a5 and knight b7. This is the live board position, and we will come back here. Let's head over to the Pragg game because the reason for that, by the way, did Caruana find c5? He's thinking down to 2 minutes on the clock, Fabi.
Yeah, and C5 is a move that Fabi has to find. If he does not find this move, Pragg is going to get back most of his advantage that he had before.
Yes.
C5 on the other hand is really going to pose serious questions. The point is, guys, that C5 ke baad, this bishop suddenly gives Black access to going Rook B7 for example and putting this Queen on A7 a lot of problem. Knight G3 bhi aa sakta hai. This is complex.
Yeah,
Quite
yeah. As I think Amruta also mentioned that with the knight and queen coming in, this could become a potentially huge attack. It's a very double-edged position. Anything can happen.
Yeah, until this rook, it has to come. I think long castle is something which will
Kabhi
be
to karna
very
padega.
essential.
Yeah, and actually here, instead of Queen A7, long castle would have been a very, very decent move by Praggnanandhaa. But instead, Pragg is like, let me just capture the pawn. And Queen A7 was played by him. And Fabi down to less than a minute.
Wow, Fabi feeling the discomfort there. You can see him getting a bit fidgety. 50 seconds left on the clock. 2 minutes 35 seconds as we have 6,600 people at close to 12:48 a.m. in India. Well, guys, thank you all. I'm sure there are a lot of people outside India also following this. Do like the stream. Thank you all for tuning in.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's very interesting. And it's a big question whether Pragg is going to continue his good form that he's been having in the classical format into freestyle chess. He did play exceptionally well yesterday, today as well. Knight G3, mistake.
Huge
But very
mistake.
tempting move, very
But
natural move.
guys, the winning move for Pragg is to pop out the
Arey.
bishop here and hit the queen.
Because you don't have time for queen f2. Because
the
queen
rook is
b8
hanging.
check.
Exactly,
Check
with the check.
में मर रहा
So
है.
bishop A3 is the killer move
Look
in
at
this
Pragg.
position, and Pragg
Look at
spots
Pragg.
it.
I think Pragg has seen it.
Pragg spots it.
उसका चेहरा दिख रहा है that Pragg knows that bishop a3 is coming, and with bishop a3 what will
It's
happen
also
is
deflection. Yeah.
because your queen can't go down, it has to move sideways,
But then-
and it will get passive.
No, the biggest point is bishop A3, queen E8, bishop D6.
Queen-
It's just hitting the rook and the knight on
No,
G3.
maybe you have to go queen d8 then. Bishop a3, queen d8 is forced.
Yes, bishop a3, queen to d8,
And then bishop
stopping
E7.
here,
This is
and
amazing.
now
Arey.
boom!
Oh! Did he play it?
Oh, no, not yet.
Okay, he's thinking. Let's stick to the live position as he has less 1.5 minute right now. Praggu.
Basically, it is a football to the
Bishop
queen. The bishop
A.
will keep attacking
3.
it.
Bishop a3, bishop a3,
3. Bishop A3. Bishop A3. Bishop A3.
Guys, कैसा लग रहा है?
Let's go, let's go.
Music like literally out of 10.
I mean, he's just making sure if Fabi does not have any tactics
No, but-
after bishop A3.
No, look at him swiveling that piece in
Oh,
his
he goes. And
Solid,
B4.
solid.
Oh.
He plays. But what about bishop
क्या
takes
बात है?
b4?
Bishop B4, he wants to play something like knight
अरे
A.
क्या
तुम्हारा
आदमी
गाना
है
सुन
बाप
लिया
रे।
उन्होंने.
ये
गाना
क्वीन
सुन
मारा गलती से तो ऊ लाला.
Eight.
Oh, disco. It's the time to disco.
Very tricky
disco.
move. Very tricky move by Fabi. B4 there. 1 minute on the clock for Pragg. Objectively, he's winning, but the
Actually-
position is tricky.
Harshit bhai, Amruta, you have to truly believe in yourself, because when a player like Fabi makes a move like b4, you think you might have missed something, but actually you haven't. In fact, the position is in your favor, and this is the tough part about chess. Fabi is bluffing, but Pragg has to catch that bluff. He has to out-calculate him, and that too in 40 seconds.
I think he's gonna do it. He is. Look at him. The way he is sitting on the board right now.
What
Oh, rook
the
b4.
Rook takes B4.
with
Yeah,
Very
no,
decent.
good move. Actually, maybe practically, in fact, much better.
I completely agree with Amruta. This is a very nice practical decision by Pragg. He wants to exchange pieces because the end game with material advantage is going to be much easier to convert. And 50 seconds on the
भाई,
clock.
Yeah, and
यहाँ
rook
पे
d6.
यहाँ पे डिस्को, यहाँ पे यहाँ पे there is a pin, here there is a discovery. It's a crazy position.
In
And
Vegas,
deflection also.
हम
Yes,
वेगस
yeah.
में भी है तो वेगस में भी डिस्को ही चल रहा है.
Yes, Vegas
हर्षित
is, by
भाई,
the way.
क्या आपने डांस किया?
नहीं किया अभी तक, but I'm waiting for one of the Indians to win. Then we will dance.
Yes, exactly, guys. Right now, Pragg down to 1 minute 7 seconds, but Fabi has
30
even
seconds.
less time. Oh, by the way, it's an increment of
Look at
30
it,
seconds.
blunder.
Oh,
Blunder
it
by
should
him.
be over. But if,
Oh,
if
oh,
Pragg
oh, oh.
finds an amazing move right now,
No, it's not amazing. Rook takes b6 is over. No,
but it's
over.
amazing move.
yeah, it's a.
Look at this
Okay,
disco. Your queen is
let's-
attacked.
Let's
okay?
analyze this. Take
Yes.
rook takes a7.
Just chop the queen off on f8 and we are up 2 pawns.
take.
No, a2 is hanging, na, lekin.
Yes, but 2 pawns
Knight
up. Bishop
c6.
a6 and you
Yeah,
have 2
we're just
pawns up.
2 pawns up, completely
Oh my
winning.
goodness. So okay, 1 minute. Rook
This
b6.
is one, rook b6. If he doesn't
What else?
go for rook b6,
No, but there's
then
nothing else.
Nothing else. We just took a piece.
Oh, Pragg, very easy. Come on, Pragg.
Yeah, rook
This
b6
is
is
this
easy.
is
very easy for 30 seconds.
how
Would
do
you
I say?
that?
Yes, yes.
Because there's also queen takes b6,
No,
right?
why is it tough? You know, because your queen is attacked.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just think, where should I move the queen? You even don't consider this move.
Exactly. He does it. But Pragg is going to consider that move. Rook takes b6.
Let's go, Pragg.
Caruana, I think, missed it. Look at him right now. He is slightly in a state of, oh, what just happened?
He's in disbelief right now because he had a very, very decent position from the opening. But this idea of bringing the queen out in the center by Praggnanandhaa had really confused Fabi. And right now, after rook b6, there's just no going back for him
No,
right now.
and Pragg is like, भाई आज तो हम जीत के ही छोड़ेंगे. I'll win this game. He's completely winning. One might even
think that he drinks water now.
Yeah, he might drink water. Queen d8 played, and Fabi is just trying for some final tricks. He's like, if the queen is moved, I'll pick up your bishop.
Yeah, but this, I mean, white should have more than one way to win right now. The simplest perhaps is to go queen to b7 and after rook takes a3 to capture the pawn, knight takes c6. This is completely
What
winning.
about this? Oh, there's no way. I was thinking queen e7, but you might lose the rook. Okay.
And Pragg about to play queen
Oh, but
b7.
12 seconds on the clock. He
Go, go,
needs
go.
to rush.
He goes bishop e7 instead.
Which is even beautiful. Like, that's a
a great
beautiful move. You take the queen, I take your queen.
And I'm a piece up.
Yeah, piece up. Otherwise, if you move the queen, I'll now move my queen and I'm piece up. So, Fabi trying for some final tricks. He goes queen e8.
You know, the good thing is there is 30 seconds increment here.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
true.
yes.
I kind
Which
of
is
forgot.
great if you are having a winning position.
And now queen c7 should do the trick. Yesterday he took down Magnus Carlsen in that beautiful game. Today he's taking down Fabiano Caruana. Praggnanandhaa is in exceptional form in this tournament.
No, he's playing really well. And Pragg is saying, hey, freestyle or normal chess, I can play well in any format. Queen c7 played. And now, of course, you can't go after this pawn.
Because rook b8.
नहीं भाई हर्षित भाई हर्षित भाई
Pulling
Look,
all
चलो
the
बेटा,
traps, tricks and बहुत tricky है, very tricky.
so maybe this last trick.
Exactly. Rook a2. And now we have to be careful. Maybe just king c1.
Yeah, king e1 c1 e1 somewhere, move the king away so that the king can come out.
c5 played.
c5 a bit too late, yeah, to make this move.
Okay, and then I mean, also let's not forget that the knight on g3 is hanging. So
Oh,
this is
yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if in the next two moves Caruana resigns here. He's
Yeah.
just, I think, making a couple of moves out of inertia. Yeah, my game is going on. let me-
also after this game we will of course quickly jump on the other game as Arjun is also playing. But right now let's stick to this game as Arjun is actually slightly worse in his game.
Things have turned around there. Takes on c5, a good move by Praggnanandhaa. And Pragg is saying, Fabi, you have nothing here. You are actually 3 pawns down as well. Rook takes a2. The final trick, guys, to checkmate here. And I'm pretty sure he's going king e1.
Or rook a6.
Rook a6. That's also a nice, cute move.
But I think that king e1
Yeah, he's
is
bringing
on the
his
verge.
king. Beautiful move. Pragg is coming out here. So Pragg is a piece up and 2 pawns up. That's almost 5 points extra. And Fabi's body language instantly says that, hey, I'm giving this up, because you see there's no energy in him.
Grand
Yes,
designation.
Praggnanandhaa wins here. Beautiful chess by him, showing that he is in tremendous form here. Pragg doing it in style.
And this means that now Fabi has to win the next game on demand with the white pieces, because guys, in this format it's best of two, white and black, and the player who scores 1.5 points is going to move ahead into the semi-finals, which is going to happen tomorrow. So let's not waste any time and let's check the game of Arjun now.
Yes, we can go to Ajubai's game, because Arjun Erigaisi is playing the Uzbek giant here, Nodirbek Abdusattorov. And
The position has completely steered in white's favor right now, as Arjun was completely dominating, but look at how the tables have turned. Nodirbek is showing why he has been an Olympiad medal champion, also one of the strongest blitz and rapid players. This is not going to be an easy task for Arjun.
yes, and you can see again the body language speaks a lot in chess, guys. This is what you kind of miss when you don't have, let's say, the video running, when you only see the board or the bar. You see how Nodirbek is feeling the sort of flow with him, and Arjun already feels a little bit unsure about his position. He's feeling like things are turning around. But if we count the material, Harshit Bhai, right now black is a pawn up.
Yes. But the problem is that these two knights in the center of the board are causing a havoc for the
So he
white
gets
pieces.
rid of one of the knights.
Yeah. I do think that black should never have any problems in terms of being worse. I think that it's basically whether black will win or it will be a draw. Because he's the pawn up, and if this H pawn, Harry the H pawn moves a bit forward, then it's going to be...
Bhai, not Harry. We have Hari, bhai. For now,
It's how it's complex right now.
very complex, very complex.
Guys, all of you
How do
watching,
they have more time?
Because I think they made more moves.
they made more moves, and Amrita, almost 8,000 people watching.
No, 8,400.
Oh.
Guys, do like the stream, and let's hope that Arjun is able to take this to a good finish. Just showing you guys, Vidit and Magnus have finished their game just right now. Queen C1 final move by Magnus and resignation by Vidit. Vidit trying to analyze there. Magnus, I think, is thinking about the position, and yeah, he's looking.
And Magnus makes a nice comeback after a tough day yesterday. Vidit needs to win with the white pieces with Magnus in order to have any chances.
Arey yaar,
But
very
that's not
tough,
easy.
yaar.
That's not
Magnus
easy.
ko on demand harana is almost as tough as perhaps owning a house in Mumbai.
Sagar bhai, if Vidit wins, let's all do some disco dance.
Yes.
Deal.
If Vidit wins, I am ready to dance here or wherever you say. You know,
Done.
Ready.
Amruta will sing, we will dance. If Vidit wins with...
इतना भरोसा
if Vidit
उल्टा
wins-
बोलो ये अच्छा गाता है
नहीं अच्छा नहीं गाना है भाई.
नहीं,
अच्छा,
अच्छा
जो
नहीं.
बुरा करते हैं.
इसके
We make
लिए
chat's
तुम लोग
life as
smart
worse as
हो.
possible right now. King b3, by the way, the best move in the position. One question that could come to your mind is, can we win the pawn on d2?
But our G7 pawn, it's very risky to give the pawn in front of our king, because then there are going to be some mating ideas potentially against the black king. We have to keep that pawn on G7 for protection against our king.
True. So as Nodirbek plays king b3, Arjun's time is running down to 3 minutes 28 seconds. We need to exchange the times because we flipped the board. So
Yeah, the time is ticking down for Arjun very, very quickly now. Down a minute compared to Abdusattorov, 4 minutes 23 seconds. H5 played. I like this move. Push karo bhai pawn, jitna bad raha hai badhao.
push karo, khush karo. But in a way, do you think that after knight g7, rook g7, bishop g7, king g7, this position actually works in rook's favor?
No, not at all, because there is this passed H pawn that black has. And I think that this is going to be the key factor for black to have a crucial advantage here. I don't think he will take.
Yeah, he's thinking
Maybe rook
here.
a1. I think rook a1 could be interesting.
Rook a1 to a6. विक्स की गोली लो, खिंच खिंच दूर करो is what chat is saying, अमृता.
अच्छा बिक्स ने स्पॉन्सर करेंगे तो कर
अरे अमृता, स्पॉन्सर पे ही तू सब करेगी. Have you invested your money in Ambit then?
no.
Then maybe it's time to.
गैम्बिट हो जाए.
Mhm.
But Harshit bhai is the finance guy, I think. So इसके लिए maybe
Rashid Bhai is not
he
like
could,
theoretical knowledge, practical guy.
देख लिया लास वेगस में practicality.
King c4. Time to push the pawn. H4, H3. Let's go.
H4, H3, H2. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 steps away.
From making a new lady.
Yes.
Sagar is saying Harshit bhai analysis is like chat GPT, explaining clearly and precisely.
Arre.
Harshit chat GPT.
Rashid Bhai, maybe a good idea to you for making some app which is Harshit GPT, tells you about chess positions.
Yeah, it's a very interesting idea for sure, and thanks a lot for your message. Right now, Arjun thinking with 3 minutes.
So not interested, that way.
I mean, it's actually very interesting, but I think right now it's super exciting to understand what Arjun will do, because he has 3 minutes left, Amruta, and it's very unclear whether he's going to win.
I think he will, because this H pawn somewhere looks very deadly to me. This knight on E, like, pata nahi yaar, if I didn't have the engine, I would say practically black is like it's more dangerous for white.
Guys, what about I going after this pawn, rook h1? Oh, but he's moved his king, so h4. Let's say I go rook h1.
G5, push that
G5
connected pawns together.
Bishop f6.
Do you think like
What?
this, and this, getting rid of all the pawns is good idea?
Oh.
I did not even consider
Because
it, but
then
Oh
my,
my god.
but okay, maybe it's.
No, but what
Oh, you
about
can't
bishop
save
f6
this
for
pawn.
yeah, I cannot save the. If knight f2, by the way. Okay, this is a bit random,
Attack, yeah?
I think.
Oh, sorry, you can't.
To go rook h6 now. It's not so easy, but
Going
if
here,
anyone
yeah?
can find it, it's Nodirbek. But right now, Arjun is struggling to find a move, but he's about to make it
h4, h4.
h4. I think
Let's
is
go.
quite likely
Bye.
to happen.
Should he go rook h2 first?
No, g7 pawn mar raha hai.
Oh, he's going. Bhai, Ajju bhai is like, left jab, right jab.
Left jab, right jab, and then uppercut from the middle. D2 ka pawn, boom, bam.
Let's see. He's like going from this side, that side. I don't know whether it's a great idea or not, but it's so interesting that White's all forces are so centralized, while Arjun's forces are all kind of spread out.
Yeah.
Spread out, but still somewhere they are connected. वो walkie talkie रहता है ना. हाँ, अभी मैं ये कर रहा हूँ, अभी तू ये करना है. More like
Like the
that.
pawn
Not
on
this.
a5 is just telling to h5 that, I'm going to distract some pieces here, then you go ahead.
Yeah, it feels like the black pieces are a little scattered, as Sagar Bhai was saying, whereas white pieces are a lot more centralized. And I do think that if white can ever win that pawn on g7, he's going to have a very big advantage. That's why it's very crucial for black to save those pawns. And I like this move a5 because a pawn bhi passed pawn hi hai. So let's push them.
Yeah, it's going down the board right now, and Nodirbek has 3 minutes. He has made his move king b5. Nodirbek using his king beautifully. Actually, both the players understanding their trumps and using them well. Like Arjun using his pawns, Nodirbek saying, I'll come with the king and
c6.
and try to just get my pawn down the board.
Imagine if the king comes to c6, d7, e8 and suddenly...
Oh my god. King is a piece in the end game.
yeah.
But I don't think there's enough time for that. Otherwise, H pawn, A pawns, they do look deadly.
Yeah, but look at Arjun. He's not feeling very comfortable right now. 1 minute 30 seconds for him. The pawn on a5 is hanging. He needs to make a move to save it. But I don't see how you can do that. Knight b4, the best move found by him.
Wow, so if king A5, knight takes D5, and that should be good, yeah?
King a5, knight takes d5, exactly.
Wow. Actually, Arjun and Nodirbek are like, two amazing athletes finding one blow after another and playing such a good high quality game. It's a joy for the viewers because both of them playing so well.
On Media Day, we had Nodirbek and Vincent over here giving such a nice interview. They were enjoying. And guys, Pragg Arjun, they had come together, and that interview was so good. It will be out very soon. So, देखना पक्का. बहुत मजा
Yeah, we'll
आएगा.
put it out. And we have 2 super chats back to back watching the stream from Brazil. Says Sanu Pillai. Brazilians know Pragg and Gukesh more than our cricketers. Our Indian kids are bringing a lot of pride to us. Wow.
Wow, what a nice message. Obrigado.
That's so beautiful. And also, M. Aditya says, thanks for chess knowledge, but I'm here to ask more. I've crossed 1800 and now analysis isn't easy to understand. How do I improve now? Ooh. Tough question here, Arshid Bhai. Can you answer in 10 seconds something that will help him?
I think in the 10 seconds, what I would like to say is try to solve as many puzzles as you can and play blitz in order to understand the openings that you are playing.
Okay, there you go. Aditya, this is advice from Harshit Bhai, who has become a grandmaster with some of the things that he just said right now. King takes a5, taken by Nodirbek Abdusattorov.
King takes a5 taken. Now let's chop off the passed pawn on d5. Let's take that pawn, Sagar Bhai. We cannot allow that pawn on d5 to remain and be such a big thorn in our position. Just take that pawn.
Yes, and there you see Nodirbek having made his move, getting himself adjusted in his chair, while Arjun Erigaisi kind of trying to map out what options he has. Does he take here? Can he go h4 suddenly, pushing his pawn?
But he shouldn't be using a lot of time at every move. It's so critical right
No,
now.
but he has 30 seconds per move, so he's
that
not
is
so...
I have a feeling that he's considering to push his pawn to h4 right now. He's like, yes, you have this pawn on d5. I don't want to waste any more time now. I just want to push the
But
pawn to h4.
what about this idea of rook h1 then? That same thing which we were talking about, right? g5,
it's true.
then knight g5, and then it just ends in a draw, right? Now you definitely lose e4.
Yes.
Oh, if they will
But
draw,
knight
then it will
d5,
go to
rook
tiebreak.
e4, I mean, if anyone is better, it's black.
I mean, it will be a draw, no? This position. What? Oh,
कुछ मिस किया है.
Oh,
अरे,
let's go to the position. He has played h4.
let's go. h4? Really? Wow.
He goes for it.
Wow.
because you know the king on a5, the pawn on h4, it does carry. Black king is weak. No asks with.
Oh, rook h1 played, guys. This idea of g5 is coming in.
Aditya says, "Thank you so much, Harshit bhai."
Oh, and
Send 69 rupees. Kya baat hai?
Thank you. And now g5, and the line that we were mentioning might happen on the board
Oh, no,
now.
it's not happening. He's
King
gone
b5.
King b5.
Not
they're
happening
back
now,
playing for
but
the
very.
full point.
Oh,
right?
now you can't take the pawn on d5. It would be a blunder because of king c6, and it's a double attack.
क्या बात है अमृता? Great point. Great variation.
I hope that this is not a move that Arjun missed, but it seems to be quite powerful, saving the pawn on d5 indirectly because of this idea of king c, but king f7.
Yeah, because he cannot push this pawn. He cannot push this pawn. Right now, this would be hanging. He brings his king in.
Rook
Harshit
f1.
bhai, I love the quality of this game, right? They are both not making errors.
Yeah, and I think it
So good.
kept all of us on the edge of our seats. We cannot wait to see what's going to happen and who's going to take the first game, because this is very important. You win the first game, you only need a draw in the second one. And that's why both the players trying their best in order to, win and also not lose at the same time, because king e7 killer, so knight g5, rook g5, and boom, fork.
Oh my
Arre baap re.
god! Look
Yeah,
at
that
this
is something
line.
you
This
should
is
show.
such a nice.
But Harshit's tactical abilities, this tricks and traps is huge, Harshit.
It's all pattern recognition, Amruta. And that's why I was saying try to solve as many puzzles as you can when you're trying to improve.
Yes, true. And guys, you can use many different resources. Chess.com has it. Lee Chess has positions. There's Chess Tempo, but also Chess Ranga has positions now. That is our platform where we are developing chess learning material. Oh, by the way, King E7 on the board.
On the board.
Isn't this hanging?
Knight takes g5. Yes, is possible for white to play right now.
And he's playing here.
King e7.
Okay, but what is he seeing for knight g5? What should black do?
He takes
he's
that pawn on
played.
g5. And let's look at Arjun's reaction. Did he
No, I
miss
think
it?
Arjun has not missed it. He's calculated. He looks
He's about to
not
make his
at all
move.
shocked.
And
Okay.
he takes the pawn on d5 right now.
That was his plan.
And
Now he thinks that he's retained the h pawn.
And now, of course, rook takes g5 is a threat because bishop f6 check is no longer possible. Knight e4 mara, then h3, h2. The pawn is getting 2 steps closer to promoting it.
White can always give a piece for the pawn, and yeah, it's
That's a good point, Amruta, that white can sacrifice his piece for that pawn on h4, and then it might end up in some sort of a drawn end game. But with 1 minute on the clock, the both players being ambitious, one might just take big risks.
Yeah, both are actually thinking ki I want some chance, to play for a win. No, none of them are thinking for a draw. Especially look at Nodirbek's body language. He never looks like someone who wants to draw.
And right now, Nodirbek has a heart rate of 110. Arjun's heart rate is around 70.
He finds it. Rook F5. How
F5.
did you know the heart rate, bhai?
हाँ, that's what I wondered.
Huh?
Guess किया लगता है.
ऐसे ही फेंका भाई.
No, someone in the chat said it.
मैं भी बोला कहाँ से हार्ट दिख रहा है उधर. Rook F5 attacks the knight on d5, also defends his own knight on g5.
By the way, only move for Arjun to remain in the game is h3, which is insanely
Really?
tough.
Yeah.
Because if you make a move like knight c7, for
You're
example,
losing.
king c6 is game over. Oh my god.
And he does
Oh,
blunders.
he
Oh,
doesn't
blunders.
find it actually.
Knight
It
b4
was
and
a bit tough.
Nodirbek is winning, but I have to say I've been very surprised by how Arjun has played, because he had a clear advantage in an end game, which obviously in freestyle, once you finish the opening part of the game, the end game is very close to normal chess, but he
Oh, by the
went
way,
wrong.
He goes wrong here as well. Nodirbek had to first give a check and then take the pawn, but he actually took it directly, which gives Arjun a small chance with knight to c2.
But what happens? Knight
He
c2,
find
bishop
it.
f6
He
check.
finds it.
क्या
He
हो रहा है
finds
पर
knight
वही?
c2.
No, but Amruta, here when the knight was there, the king couldn't come up
Okay.
because the knight was controlling. Now I can go
But
king
now
e6.
rook h5. I'm attacking h4. You're losing a pawn, by the way. Another one.
You
I
could.
still
You
don't
could.
know
I
why
can,
is
I
it.
can go here, try to win the pawn. So I mean, doing it before here, check would have made my king to go away,
Ah.
not come to e6.
Got it. You had to make another rook move.
Knight e4, knight c2. Arjun, with 1 minute 15 seconds on his clock, has found a great defensive idea. He thinks that if he can sacrifice this knight for both of these pawns, then I think rook bishop versus rook knight and bishop might be a draw. But it's obviously going to be a very uphill task for Arjun to save that.
Yeah. But guys, should definitely give it up for Nodirbek's fighting spirit. Yeah.
Yeah.
The way in which he managed to come back from almost certainly lost position, it felt.
Yeah, at
Is
some point we
insane.
thought that Pragg and Arjun both are going to win. Pragg did manage to win his game, but Arjun
I don't think he'll
struggled
win.
in
If he
converting that.
saves this now, it's a good news.
Yeah, that's true. He needs to come back. He needs to forget what was happening before, come back to the current position in front of him. He no longer has a position where he's only playing for 2 results. He needs to now be in the defensive mindset. Amruta cannot believe what has happened.
Yeah, I mean, Arjun had such a huge advantage. Did not expect that it's going to be a swindler here.
But still, I mean, with okay, good.
Winning chances are gone, no? But for black, you
And the
think?
this
variation
line
you
happened.
mentioned, Amruta has happened, Rook h5. Amruta not feeling the best, but still finding the best moves on the board.
Yes.
By forcing it, na?
Oh, what about rook g4, rook h4, rook takes
I've never
E4.
seen this actually.
rook takes e4,
King f6.
king f6.
Dangerous.
And I don't know if this is
For
a draw
black.
because the knight
Not
on
at
c2
all.
looks
Too
trapped.
dangerous actually.
No, no, no. You don't want to get into something like this.
Arjun needs to be
40
accurate.
seconds left for Arjun.
35 now. We only realize how fast the clock is ticking when we have 30 seconds on our clock. He needs to play a move. 20 already.
I think the best move is to go bishop b4 after the d2 pawn, so that you give up h4 and you win this key pawn.
I think that would be a great success for us if we can trade the pawn on h4 to the pawn on d2. But now 10.
Oh my
Finds
goodness.
He
it.
plays bishop b4, the best move.
Crazy
Thank God.
guys. Crazy guys. And now d4. Nodirbek, I'm pretty sure, is going to push his d pawn to keep the juice alive.
But then e3 pawn is getting a bit weak.
Ah, yes. Bishop is hanging, but yes, maybe after saving the bishop, e3 pawn falls.
Also d4, rook g4 potentially could be an idea. But then rook e5 check, okay. Black needs to be careful. And also, guys, as you can see, there is a computer screen on the right of the players where they can see if the position has been repeated 3 times or whether they've made 50 moves. A nice touch by the organizers to have that screen on their right.
Yeah, that's cool, no? Actually, you don't have to waste your time wondering what's the
No,
move.
actually, freestyle chess has been very solution oriented. I remember they had screens up there for players to watch the games, and some of the players said in the previous edition that the screen is not visible so easily for us. We have to walk a bit to see. For some players, it's easy. So they said, okay, we'll give tablets to all boards. D4, by the way.
d4 played, and there's only one move that keeps him within saving distance right now. Rook g4 is that move, but it's very difficult to make it in my opinion because it does allow white to play rook to e5 check, which looks a bit scary to allow, but
But you can't stop rook e5, right? Like right now. And once again, what happens to knight takes c3 here?
then the bishop on
Arey,
b4
हाँ, then
is,
the
but then
big
knight
mistake.
d5 check is still there. Okay, but what he played a move. Arjun has made a move. He played rook g4.
Oh, nice, Arjun.
Wow.
Well done.
Ajubai showing his class.
I think instead of asking what's the best move in the position, we should just ask what did Arjun play?
And Nodirbek, both, yeah?
Yeah.
Too good. Too good. Guys, these two are definitely the future of chess on your screen. So today we saw Pragg beating Fabi. Now these two youngsters doing well. On the other hand, Hans Niemann, who was up against Javokhir Sindarov, another two youngsters whom you will hear about a lot in future,
Drew their first game.
and Hikaru Nakamura, proving that his decision of choosing Levon Aronian was correct, has beaten
Levon. Yeah, and he's taken the lead. I think Hikaru Nakamura is definitely a big favorite in the upper bracket as he demolished the field yesterday by scoring 6 out of 7. An absolutely dominating performance. Right now, he's picking off from very left and showing that he's just, in cruise control mode.
Yeah, I think beating Hikaru is going to be super tough. So imagine if Pragg wins and Hikaru wins and then they face off against each other. That'll be epic. Pragg versus Hikaru. By the way, Nodirbek down to 15 seconds himself.
Yeah, he's a
Going
bit nervous.
super low there. Suddenly the body language different. Knight F2
Rook
and
G3.
instantly played Rook G3. Great move.
And I suppose that if he goes knight e4 now, then we could see a repetition after rook g4, knight f2, which would be a great result for Arjun.
For Nodirbek, repeating doesn't make sense, right? He could even just take here and try to play with
But
an
why
extra
not
pawn.
E4? E4 there instead of taking?
Here?
Hmm?
Yeah, that's interesting move actually, E4.
But the bishop is falling, no?
Arre.
But right now,
God, what
I
a
mean, you are
blunder.
attacking the rook, so the rook moved.
Oh, 1 second.
He took
Oh,
on
he
H4.
played.
He played it with 2 seconds on his
seconds.
clock.
And he pushes D5 check.
Arjun almost won that. Oh, king d6. He wants bishop g3 check. What a tricky fellow.
Tricky.
A knight e4 check. What?
King D7. But then do you think like with this check coming in? Oh,
Dynamism at his highest right now. Black is down a pawn, but
I
he's
hate such positions, by the way, Harshit Bhai, with no pawns almost. There's only one pawn. So it's all pure piece play. And when there are just pieces on the board, it's heaven for tactics. You have to see tactics, but they are not usual tactics because pawns slow down the game. And when there are no pawns, tactics flow like crazy.
yeah. And I would highly recommend this book, Domination
Oh,
in.
I was gonna say that.
Oh!
Bye.
Goes here. Bishop
Yes, please say it, Amruta. Which is that book? Domination?
Yeah, domination in 2545.
2545, yes.
45, yeah?
Yes, by
2545.
Dolmatov or
No.
Kaspersky.
No, by Kasparian.
Kasparian, yes.
Henrik Kasparian.
Beautiful book. Beautiful.
Kaspersky is a antivirus.
But I remember I used to solve that book with Abhimanyu. It's a great book.
Yeah, exactly. We used to solve that book after our marriage.
Oh, wow.
बहुत सही था.
Before marriage?
After marriage, we had more problems to solve, so we stopped solving the Kasparian book. Then we started reading books like how to solve problems, not just problems.
Which created more problems.
Yes. Then we thought that reading Kasparian book was better. So guys, the best book in the world to solve all problems is the book 2545.
And Bishop
Bishop
e5.
E5.
I don't think it's very easy to save this. I mean, white is up a pawn.
No, bhai, this is easy. No, like you just put your bishop here safely, then try to bring your knight. This pawn is not running anywhere.
Sagar bhai is like no problem at all for Arjun to save
धीरे
this.
धीरे अर्जुन भाई कर लेंगे. देखो bishop लाए पहले. Step by step. Oh, Nodirbek comes in with his knight. Can you believe like the engine suggests this position to be slightly better for black? Like in what way? How can it even happen when you are a pawn down?
It's completely unbelievable for black to be slightly better in a pawn down position in an endgame.
Yeah. I think it has to do with the fact that maybe
King.
white is losing a piece somewhere or what. Check.
No, knight f6 check. How is he even losing a piece?
Take. And... Yeah, it's equal. Yeah, pure equal.
It's very draw. Well, Aviral is asking सागर भाई कोई book बता दो. मैंने my system पढ़ी है, वो basics थी, but I want a book to improve my game and learn some openings.
Oh, what
Yeah.
the hell this happened? One second. Yeah, that's a good question, Aviral.
They
Let me
just traded everything and rook g5 and bishop t6.
Yay!
Oh God! Thank God. I mean, of course, it was. It's not the best result for Arjun because he was clearly better, like deadly better. But still, he did get into some trouble, and that's why it's a good one.
Yeah, true. I mean, not the best, but he could have lost as well. So it's great that he managed to hold towards the end. And this matchup is very equalish. Yeah, you would never know who will come out on top.
Exactly, but the good thing for Arjun is that he is now going to play with the white pieces,
Yes.
so he'll have that small edge with him. And can we also take a look at all the other results? We saw that Praggnanandhaa defeated Caruana, taking the lead 1-0 in that matchup. We saw Hikaru defeating Levon, getting the lead, and Hans versus Javokhir had made a draw. The other game was Magnus
Magnus beating Vidit. Then we had Wesley So beating Sam Sevian.
Ooh.
And we have still 2 games going on. Robson versus Vincent Keymer, which is Rook Bishop versus Rook heading towards it. And Dominguez versus Bibisara. I must commend that Bibisara is actually holding this, and maybe we can have a very quick look at her because I think that also shows great character. Yesterday she had a tough day with 6 losses,
Wow, man.
and today she's back fighting hard.
Sridhar says, honestly, I love this commentating by you three. It's so cool, like following chess games with college friends.
Arey,
अरे
thanks a
हमको
lot.
कॉलेज जाने की कॉलेज की याद दिलाई
yes.
जो गए भी गए नहीं
I
मतलब
think
कॉलेज
I
कभी गए
went
नहीं
very
उसकी
less
याद
to
दिलाई
college. Did you go to college,
all of
Harshit
us.
bhai?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, which one?
very less
University of Missouri.
Oh, not
हाँ,
that.
that
I
US वाला
was
college
talking
अलग है,
more about
India
like
वाला
India में
Yeah, I
college.
went in MMCC in Pune.
But did you attend or you were playing chess?
I was playing chess actually. It was very difficult for me to pass my exams because I took science and it took a very big toll on me to somehow pass those exams. But
Yes.
somehow
would you not call yourself scientific
This or somehow.
ऐसा मतलब
oh God
Yeah, I think for me, I was in this college called Podar in Mumbai.
but I thought you used to celebrate all the days like debates and rose days and all that
रोज
stuff.
डे तो सागर भाई सेलिब्रेट करते थे.
सिर्फ एक ही बार किया है and then after a point I just didn't get time to do anything because
पकड़े गए सागर भाई.
I was
You
trying
don't know
hard.
his story, yeah? Rose Day?
रोज
Who
डे.
knows?
Yeah, he knows.
Do the people know or?
Yeah, I've said many times on stream. In fact, it's there out there in public as well. The thing is that one day I might have spent in those 5 years that I spent in Podar College. But yeah, I think majorly it was very, very supportive of my chess endeavors. So I think, guys, one of the things which you need on a very important note, if you are planning to pursue a career in chess, is support basically in terms of your school or your college giving you some leaves to go and play tournaments. I think that's very essential. Without it,
Yeah.
very tough.
But coming back to the point, you wrote economics katta and all those poems in your college.
Yeah, I was kind of quite.
You was a very romantic person.
Yeah,
back
I used
then.
to write a lot of poems actually. But now life has shown me that there is no need to write poems as such because
Podar.
life is anyway quite poetic at this point.
Ah,
Bye. Yeah.
kya baat hai. What a
Yeah, I mean,
Amruta, were you
writing
impressed?
poet.
Were you impressed by his like poetic skills?
Arey,
It was
because
the
of that
only
only
reason.
the reason we are together.
It was
His
the
poem.
only reason why she.
I did not
met
talk to him
me.
first. It was his poem I read.
Yeah. So guys, if you are good at something, do it. Who knows who's reading it, who's watching it, right, Harshit bhai?
Yeah, true.
Who knows who's watching this commentary right now? And
And learning some new
yes, and
skills in
learning,
chess.
of course, 100%.
और कुछ भी नहीं बोला हमने. but samajh
By
gaye.
the way, these bars today are acting a bit funny. They haven't really been updated. Let me just.
Bar is like let me troll the chat. Chat is very dependent on me. So Bar is basically saying, guys, be self-dependent.
Be self-dependent right now. The only games, what are the, okay, this is the only game remaining, right?
No, two games. This one, and there is also Vincent versus Ray Robson.
But this is going to end in a draw for sure.
Yeah, but I think Vincent will try to win these 2 pawns, play rook bishop versus rook. I think it'll be a long game.
Yeah, it will be a long game.
Maybe we can end this stream right now.
Yeah.
It's already 1 p.m.
Yeah.
Here. The next round is at 2:30 p.m., which is 3 a.m. in India. Maybe a little too late for many of you, but who knows, guys? You can have a power nap. You can maybe study if you are studying. Maybe you can do something, write a poem in the next 1.5 hours, and then you can meet us to see if Pragg manages to get the draw and qualify to the semi-finals. Will Arjun manage to beat Nodirbek? Will Vidit manage to make a comeback against Magnus Carlsen?
Yeah.
Lot of questions.
Lot of questions, and it's also going to, I mean, one thing is for sure that there will be a lot of exciting games and it's going to be a lot of drama. We will be back in an hour and a half. So see you guys soon.
Should we start a new stream or we are ending the stream?
No, we are ending this stream.
Wait a second.
Why?
Alright. Okay, we'll end it.
Ciao, ciao.
Oh yes, regular batch. That was right.